Live from where exactly?
I'm in my bed. I have a little headache.
Oh man.
I'm feeling so bad that I went to go get food, and I haven't even taken my jacket off yet. I just went. You can you're just outdoors, indoors.
You don't have to do this.
What? Oh no, I want to do this.
Are you still in P-Town? Is that what they call Portland? What do they call Portland?
No, I'm back in DC. These fools, they made it sound like we had an in-person meeting this week, even though our studio's still remote. And then I get back into town, and it's like, oh no, we're gonna do it on Zoom.
Come on, man.
So I could have been with Mama one more week.
Come on, man.
She's, as you might imagine, not pleased by that okie doke.
Yeah. I know.
Well, we're not either.
What do they call Portland though? PDX? Is that just it? PDX?
Rip City?
Do the people in the non-basketball fans call it Rip City?
P-Town, but not really. I mean, just Portland. Just Portland.
Okay. It's like Sacktown. No one from Sacramento calls Sacramento Sacktown.
But we say Sac.
Tupac.
Do they say Port? Oh, I gotta go back to Port.
No.
No.
That's terrible.
It's got to go back to Port.
That's terrible.
It's really bad, actually. It's horrible. Let's get us a better background here.
No, there we go. Well, you got a lot to choose from there. It's
that wall back there, though.
How's De'Aaron? Have you seen De'Aaron since you've been home?
No, but Emma, I took her on a walk as soon as I got back.
Oh, that could be.
And I didn't take her on a walk. I let her in the backyard. And I swear to God, I opened the back door. And it's like midnight. My flight got in at midnight on Monday morning. And I open the backyard, and there's 6 deer just like they're looking at her. She's looking at them, and she's still kind of drugged up. She's taking on her gabapentin and her whatever the other drug is that I give her when she flies. And she tries to chase them.
Oh.
I mean, they could obviously mess her up.
Is Emma still with us?
Yeah, she's still. I had to chase her to not chase them, and then she tried to go into the De'Aaron den, which is literally right behind the backyard into the bamboo. And I'm screaming at her, Emma, no.
Yeah, don't do that, Emma.
Can we name the deer Doc Rivers?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Hear the deer? Deer in headlights?
Yeah. We just
deer in the floodlights in the backyard.
Did you guys ever see that that video clip? There's probably like a TikTok or a reel or something where the two moose were fighting and they like ruined this
into the car.
They fighting on they about to ruin my car. They in my truck.
What's the good person say? Go tell them to move. How am I gonna tell these moose to move? Oh, they messing up my car.
Why does this fall into the back of his truck and everything?
That's one of the great videos on the internet right there. Oh, they're messing up my car.
Oh,
everybody go look that up. It's tremendous.
Speaking of videos on YouTube, did you ever watch that Delonte West video that I had you pull up?
Like 2 minutes. That was a 9-minute video, man.
You had to go to the end. You had to go to the end where they go, Chipotle, baby girl, Chipotle. And he's like, Chipotle. His boy is in the back. It's my favorite. So anytime anyone says Chipotle, I go, Chipotle, baby girl, Chipotle.
No. Kimberly, order us some food. Speaking
of, you got it like that now?
No.
Oh.
Well, he does.
No, I don't.
I don't.
She look at me like I was crazy.
Well, she would.
I should ask her right now.
The great thing is,
so you guys can see what she would.
She would look at you like you're crazy, but she'd still.
And then the food would arrive.
The food would arrive. Yeah, she would. We just mentioned this. We brought up your friends Doc Rivers in your backyard. The real Doc Rivers. No one's getting their jokes off right now. The Bucks have won 6 straight.
Yeah, so I was talking about this on the show last night. If you dig in, obviously that's a quality win last night. That's the best win of those 6. But if you dig in, second best defensive rating in those 6 games, and obviously 6-0. But how much of that has to do with the teams that they've played? They played the Bulls, 9th seed in the East, and that's one of their quote unquote quality wins because the Bulls always play them tough. But let's be honest, the Bulls aren't a great team. You played the Charlotte Hornets twice. Who else did they win against that I thought was like a pretty whack situation? It was right after the Grizzlies. I was just talking about it last night. Hornets twice, Sixers without Embiid, and then the Timberwolves quality win. So
They beat the
two of
Bulls.
those, the Bulls. That's what I just said. 2 of the 6 wins were quality. I don't consider the Bulls really like a quality win.
It's not a quality loss. I know that much.
So,
It's true.
Okay.
That's what you guys have. Quality loss. I knew.
Not one of those.
Well,
I knew that you guys were going to lose that game, just like I knew you were going to lose that Heat game. It felt the exact same, right? Like coming off of a big win, back at the crib. You're a 6-point favorite or whatever it was. It's like, oh yeah.
They should
yeah,
stop making these favorites like ever.
And then I saw that you were up big, and I'm like, dang, I'm really glad that I didn't bet. I'm glad that I didn't bet.
Not
that.
you, it's us.
Yeah, us. I'm
Yeah,
glad
us.
that I did not. Yeah, us. I'm glad I saw we were up, and then I'm like, oh, good thing I didn't fade the Kings, because man, they're making me look silly. They're blowing the Bulls out as they should. I wake up and I'm like, wait, I'm sorry, what happened? Huh?
Tragic.
Yep. That's what happens.
So
It's not good.
Yes.
Percentage. I posted something on Twitter today about this.
It's awful.
It's let me see. In his last 9 games, Fox is shooting 62.5%, and Domas is shooting 70%, both from the free throw line. 62.5% from the free throw line, 70% from the free throw line. You can't. That's just not going to cut it.
They got to pick it up.
That's who they are. That's a microcosm of the season. Like they haven't been good from the foul line all year. Like I don't know exactly. Like Domas is a 60% free throw, like in the 60s on the year. 70. I think he's outperforming his numbers. De'Aaron's dropped off, as Bob Myers will tell you. He's dropped off 8 points. Yeah, his free throw percentage over last year is just disintegrated.
It's weird though too, because his 3-point percentage has skyrocketed, and usually those two things are correlated.
Yeah, he's. I would like to think he's a better free throw shooter than what he's shown, but this year he's just been so much like the whole team, been inconsistent at the line and just in general, just in life, they've been inconsistent.
Yeah.
Just in life. Are we making the playoffs? Are we making the playoffs? What's happening?
I still think they are. I'm not unwavered by what happened yesterday. Before the game, I said the Pelicans and the Kings are going to get those final 2 spots. I haven't changed off that, but I'm also not going to tell anybody they're crazy for saying that they're not. Most of the reason why I feel that way is because I think the Phoenix Suns are about to free fall. I think it's about to be real nasty for them. I think the Mavericks aren't very good. And I don't know if the Lakers and Warriors might be able to get up there too, but I think the Kings and the Mavericks are the 2 best teams in that 6.
What do you think, TK? Like, if not the Kings, like who do you buy in the Western Conference?
Now, I mean, I know that the Warriors' loss against the Celtics was bad, but that came on a long road.
Not that big of a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long road trip. It's the Celtics who've got obviously a ton of motivation to beat the hell out of you. You know, that's you embarrassed them on their own court when you won the chip. So they're playing their best basketball right now. You're probably dead dog tired at the end of a road trip. So that was going to happen regardless. I think the Warriors could get in. I do. I think right now you got the Mavericks at 8, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors were the 8 seed. The Suns were out, and man,
well, who's 5 and 6 though? Who do you see at 5 and 6 at a guaranteed playoff series?
I think Pelicans are going to remain in the playoff picture. I'm actually going to talk about them as soon as we finish on the podcast for tomorrow. I think you're right, Kenny. I think the Suns fall out, If they miss the playoffs, I don't even know what to say though. Like you're right. I think the Suns fall down the standings. I think they probably are a 7 seed or an 8 seed just because I think they could win in a play-in if everybody's healthy. So I think Lakers miss the playoffs. I think Mavs miss the playoffs.
You
Okay.
call me crazy. I think the Suns might fall to that 9 or 10.
Yeah, that's what do I. I still
Crazy.
think they can win those playoff or those play-in games when it's KD, Beal, Devin Booker, if Devin Booker is completely healthy.
Well, if Devin Booker's completely healthy, Bradley Beal might not be.
Right.
And if Bradley Beal's completely healthy, Kevin Durant might not be. Though I feel like Kevin Durant's been healthy for virtually the entire year. Maybe not even virtually, maybe just the entire year. I still think there's a lot of question marks. There was a brief moment this year where I think they were all together.
Yes.
And they looked really, really good.
Fourth best offense in the league.
They beat all three of them scored 25 plus or something like that. But like I said, they can all get together. They still got to win the game. Like they're not like this unstoppable force. Like they're gonna have to be hot in the same time. And there's a lot of. I think they might not make the playoffs. I think they might not make it.
Well, if the Kings fall into the play-in, hopefully they eliminate them. So we'll do that.
So okay, let's just say that the Kings do make the playoffs. What's the best matchup? I feel like we just did this a year ago. We were talking about.
I don't care. That was kind of like, I don't care. It could be the dream team of 92. I don't care. Just make the playoffs.
Man, that's
if you lose, if it's so bad, they just call it after 3, like whatever. Just get to the playoffs. Let Monty do whatever he's going to do. And we probably need to talk about that because I think some of us are setting some very unrealistic expectations for this offseason. But to answer your question, I don't think Oklahoma City is terrible. I don't think Denver's terrible. They're both really good teams. I think Denver will, get going. I don't want it to be the Clippers, and I don't want it to be the Pelicans. I don't even know that I want it to be Minnesota, but
I think I would invite a Minnesota matchup.
I wouldn't.
I would invite a Minnesota matchup.
I wouldn't hate it as much as some of the other ones. I wouldn't hate it as much as the Clippers.
Because ultimately, no matter how good Minnesota's defense is, when Foxy is on and Keegan is on and Malik is on, like you can break elite defenses no matter who it is. But what we know about Minnesota is they're one of the worst offensive teams for a team that's number 1 in the West, right? Like they're a 15th offensive ranked team. So you can kind of slide by with a somewhat bad defense, considering that they just take awful shots down the stretch.
Right. And not saying that it's easy, but I feel like they're easy to guard with just a guy like Ant there. And Cat, yeah, he does some stuff, but he's relegated himself to mostly a jump shooter at this point. So because his style of play, because Rudy doesn't do much of anything, they feel easier to guard than some of these other teams.
And OKC, although I like OKC a lot, they are one of the smaller teams at the top of the West. Like I know Chet's obviously a 7-footer, but he's a center, but not really a true center. You can move him around a bit in his spot. Whereas if you play Denver's quite literally the best team in the NBA, and they match up well, I think, with everyone except for.
I don't think they're the best team in the NBA.
I do.
Why does everybody hate the Celtics?
I need to see it.
We're seeing it.
Not in the postseason. We're not. I'm not saying that they can't rise to the occasion and they can't answer those questions. But I saw the Nuggets play the Celtics this year, and who came out victorious?
They got them
in Boston.
Yeah,
they got them.
They got them. Can't deny that.
All right.
Can't deny that.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I have to.
We discount a team that's got like 12 losses. They're 48-12,
73-9, and they lied. Everybody.
All right.
The regular season doesn't mean a damn thing to me. Everything matters postseason. That's why we can't discount the Heat. I think it will be Nuggets Celtics finals though. This Celtics team is nasty. They are as super of a super team. Like somehow Kristaps Porzingis has remained healthy pretty much this entire year.
Yeah.
He's bought into his role as a center. I don't know how he hadn't ever bought in before, but he's like all in and playing tremendously. Yeah, giving him the ball. He's spacing the floor well. He's shooting well. And then Drew Holiday is a massive upgrade over Marcus Smart. He can do more things offensively, and they can do so many different things defensively that you never really know who's guarding who. And the one thing that I could say about what Joe Mazzulla has done this year versus last year is he comes with the game plan, and he's open to changing the game plan depending on what the other team gives them, right? Like you saw that with Jaylen Brown being left wide open by the Warriors and them just feeding him the ball wide open, 25 at halftime. So that's good, but I still think that Michael Malone's got something for that ass, and I think that the Denver Nuggets are a bigger, stronger team. I don't know who stops Jokic. Like I don't know who in your mind. Nobody. Who is guarding him? Who's checking him?
No, nobody stops Jokic, but I think you can stop those other guys.
Who is guarding Jokic? Who's guarding Aaron Gordon on the Celtics? What is that match?
I'd let Aaron Gordon do what he wants. If Aaron Gordon is averaging 25 for the series, Nuggets probably aren't going to win. You need Michael Porter Jr. to shoot. You need somebody on Jamal Murray. And if you can handle those guys, I think that's how you beat Denver. But if Jokic, then I do kind of agree with, I think it was Stan Van or some guys who are talking about, like, you gotta make a decision with Jokic. He can't have 36 and 17 assists. Like, he's got to have 42 and 6 assists or 21 but he can't have those type of games. I think I would let him go one-on-one, and I would try to work
Al Horford isn't on this Celtics team.
Oh,
the Al Horford.
You know that's a joke. You know that's a joke.
I think the Clippers are coming out of the West.
I think Al Horford right now costs us.
I think the Clippers are coming out of the West.
What? No.
There's like a brief glitch in the internet. What? No. Mm-mm.
I think the Clippers are coming out of the West. I think they'll finally find a way to get it done.
Get what done? Come out of the West?
Yeah.
They are so undisciplined right now. We're going to need to see them completely flip things around. They look like the Sacramento Kings out there last night, letting the big leagues.
Okay, wait a minute. Not an inaccurate description.
There's
but
no PG in the game. Now PG did play. PG played yesterday, didn't he?
PG played. Everybody played except for I think everybody played.
Except for Russ, but
except for Russ and Giannis. No Giannis, by the way. That's kind of a key.
Well, those offset each other. Two MVPs.
They won't have to play Milwaukee in the Western Conference. They just beat Minnesota the other day.
Yeah, but they ran out of the damn gym the last 2 times they played Minnesota, to the point where Edwards was like, "These boys are old. They have old legs."
They handled that. And if we talk about regular season, they beat the brakes off of Boston in Boston.
I'm confused because you just said you can't put stock into the regular season, but y'all bringing up all of these regular season matchups.
No, I didn't say that. Trysta said that.
What I will say about
beat the brakes off the Celtics in Boston.
What I will say about the Clippers is that they are very dangerous, but they are also very small. And I'm not sure how they match up. Everything to me is about how you match up with Denver. That's the only question mark that I have. It doesn't matter how you play anyone else. Is how do you match up with Denver? And that's why I think, although I do not trust Minnesota, they probably give Denver still the best fight because they're so big and versatile defensively. Offensively, they need a lot of work.
That could be a 7-game series where 6 of the games both teams score under 100.
Yes.
That would
Michael Malone would be elated.
He'd love it. To be honest with you guys, Minnesota probably gave them the toughest challenge last year in the playoffs.
That's what Jokic said. He said that they were by far the hardest team that we had to play because of the Rudy Gobert cat. Like, they have one guy on Jokic and the other guy just is kind of like a pesterer, just blitzing him, getting into the lane, just kind of making it difficult for him to figure out what he's going to do. It's not a double team, but it's like a 1.5 team, right? Like, he's kind of there roaming.
Ask Trysta about Cat.
Is Cat dirty?
We in Minnesota now. Yeah, I think he is. I think he is.
There.
He's not a dirty
He's
player.
dirty.
I say
He's dirty-ish.
I say he's clumsy. He's not
He's
dirty.
dirty-ish.
He's always involved in shenanigans, and eventually you start to put it together. It's like the early days of Draymond before the Steven Adams kick to the nuts. It's like he's always ending up on the floor and someone's always ending up hurt. And it's like maybe you're just catching his fall, just bringing someone down with him. It's a mistake.
That was Draymond's coming of age moment when he kicked him in the nuts.
It was.
This guy, Draymond's a problem in a bad way.
Like someone needs to stop him. As soon as that happened, you're like, okay, this has all been intentional this entire time. Cat hasn't had that moment yet, but he's always in foul trouble and there's always shenanigans happening around him. I'm just not a fan of Cat.
We'll point to the need to Domantas Sabonis on Friday. Well, there's Karl Anthony Towns.
He didn't miss the mark with that one either. Man. That was tough.
He sent Domas running to the locker room.
That's not even funny.
Can you like Trysta, I understand you can't imagine that pain, but like to keel over the way that Domas did, the dead ball hits and he just takes off to the locker room because come on, man.
Is that like a nauseous? Like, do you guys nauseous that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a terrible.
It reverberates.
And it feels like it's never going to end.
Nope. For a brief moment, it feels like this is your new life. You're just going to live with this pain for eternity.
And look, when it happens to somebody else, we can feel it. It's like we're twins or something like that. Like, I don't feel good.
And the worst part is, which is why Domas took off running. This man got a family. Your instinct is to grab it. Hey, so all you can do, you hurt yourself. You hit your elbow, you grab your elbow, you hit your knee. We saw Jalen Brunson grab his knee the other day. Poor Domas is trying to not do that on the floor. Dead ball. My man takes off. I just imagine him like in the fetal position, just trying to make that pain go away.
Trying to find some ice. Does ice help?
No. Only thing that helps is time.
You got to wait it out.
It's just time. You just wait. You just
Have you
wait
ever been
for it to go away.
Kicked there so hard that you actually shed tears?
Nah, I haven't been there, but
I don't think I have, but like you can. Yeah. Normally the pain is so great, like you can't even cry. Like your mind is elsewhere. You're not thinking about tears.
And the crazy thing about it, like when you say pain, I think of like piercing. It's not
piercing.
Like unbelievable discomfort.
It reverberates through your lower portion of your body.
It's like
the only thing that I can imagine that it's like is like a pap smear, but like there's different versions of them. So I don't know if you guys know what they do, but they put this like little metal like clamp inside you, and then the clamp opens.
Okay. All right. No.
And then they have got like
Tristan, no.
They've got like a little like, I don't know what it is, if it's like a Q-tip or something. And it's the whole thing is incredibly discomforting. You guys can be specific, but I can't be specific.
We made it 0 days. We're back to 0 days without nonsense on this show. Allison. Oh, well, hey, shout out to Allison and the crew in the chat house. So there you go.
That don't sound good either.
Salute to the ladies.
Don't even let me start about it. Test. Then they have to take a little hole puncher and take a piece out of you, and then they put it under a microscope. You're listening to D'Lo and Casey on ESPN 1320, 1025 KSFM, sponsored by Sky River Casino. Your guest right here, who has taken over as the boys have left the mic, is Trysta Krick from the Heat Check Podcast. Find her wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh man.
So, any contenders in the East outside of Boston?
That's a great question.
Thanks.
call it 1025 KSFM.
We got to have TK on our other show.
Oh yeah,
They'd love you over there. Yeah, they'd love you over there.
You guys got a chatty house over there?
No. Our audience on 102.5 is a little more invisible.
Old school.
That sounds good. I like invisible. They call in, or how do you know they'd love?
Oh yeah, no, they call in. You're never really sure they're there until you're in front of them at the Sacramento Memorial Auditorium and you get a little pop. Then it's like, okay,
oh, you guys do listen.
They're there. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
even though the host couldn't remember my name, I still
John B hat on.
Oh, it was fire, wasn't it? Come on, man, that was fire, wasn't it? Stop it! Stop it! Did you like that picture? You better have liked that picture. That was fire.
Good. It was good. You guys looked like an R&B group.
Well, Mark Spears has dubbed us Black and Yellow. So.
Oh shoot! Almost cussed there. Oh wow.
Yeah, you really almost did. That was close. Yeah, he's dubbed that. You'll never guess which one's black and yellow, but yeah, that happened.
Oh my gosh. My friend the other day, we were watching something and they go, pause this. Why is she taking her earrings out right now? What's that signify? I was like, oh yeah, she's about to throw down. And he's like, why? Why does she need to take her earrings off? And I go, because they're gonna pull the stuff out of her ears. And he's like, oh wow, I didn't know
you guys
that.
were on the streets?
Well, yeah.
Oh, snap. Did it go down? Did it go down like that?
I don't know. I was getting out of there.
Sure. Okay.
I wouldn't.
No.
I want to see. I'm a premier people watcher. I would have wanted to watch that.
Watch from the car.
Yeah.
So Eastern contenders, other than
no, hey, it's okay. It's all right. It's fine. We don't have to pretend at this point. Like, we're 30 minutes into this. There's no point in pretending. It's cool. We've done it. We've hit a different level here with this conversation. So you guys got it's biology class. But,
yeah, exactly. You get to figure out because that was the only thing that I could think of in terms of throbbing pain that wasn't sharp. Yeah.
Well, at least we can all relate to each other now.
Women are from men are from Venus. We're just sharing.
That's all. That's what we do.
Men from Mars.
Men are from Mars. Women are from. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know.
I don't think Kenny's from Venus.
What I do?
Where is he from?
I don't think Kenny's from Venus. I don't know, but definitely not Venus.
Where was what's my man's name? Daryl Dawkins from? He's from Lovetron.
From parts unknown. Kenny's from parts unknown. He grew up next to the Ultimate Warrior. We love you. Hope you feel better. Go get your food.
I'm never if I'm alive, I'm doing these hits.
Yeah.
If I have Wi-Fi, I'm doing these hits.
Take that.
They give me a little life too. Feel better than I did 28 minutes ago.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. We are the cure for everything here.
It's right. 1025 KSFM 1320.
No, that's good. 1025. That's good. I'm gonna proposition changing that. That's good. Change the name to 1025. That's a good look. Love you, TK.
All right, see y'all.